And I'm Sarah.
If you've a parent with a mental health difficulty, you're probably wondering the ways they can get better and how long it will take.
Everyone who experiences mental health experiences it differently, so there's no one answer for those questions. What we do know is that lots of people with a mental health difficulty can and do get better.
So, what does getting better mean? Well, getting better usually means that the person is feeling able for different areas in their life. For example, the relationships with family and friends, activities of everyday living, and how they feel about themselves.
Getting better is also about how your parent manages their mental health on a day-to-day basis, like taking medicine prescribed by their doctor or seeing a therapist.
Yeah, and also looking after their physical health, like exercise and having a healthy diet.
When people with mental health issues are starting to get better, they are feeling more on top of their responsibilities, like looking after their family or paying rent.
They might have more trust and hope. Trust in their health and feeling hope about their future.
Getting better from mental health difficulties is often called recovery.
And it looks really different for each individual person.
Everyone will have different areas in their life that they will focus on.
There's no one picture of what getting better looks like.
The other thing to remember is that even for that one person, how they're doing in those areas of their life can change over weeks or months. So one month they might be doing well in some areas and the next month they may not.
Recovery isn't so much a straight line from here to there. It's kind of a winding path that moves. Recovery is when, for the most part, the person's mental health is improving and going in the right direction.
And recovery might mean that your parent still has some feelings or thoughts that come from their mental health difficulties, but they have learned how to get through them and not let them take over. Or it might mean that they don't have any of those feelings or thoughts anymore.
There are lots of things a person can do to help them move towards recovery and feel more in control of those areas in their life. What parents can do.
Support from family, friends, and other relationships is very important to people recovering from a mental health difficulty. Mental health professionals, for example, psychiatrists and psychologists and doctors, have been trained to help people with mental health difficulties, to figure out what is happening, and to provide a diagnosis.
Often, the help given is through talking. This is known as therapy. For some people, medicine prescribed by doctors can help with some of the symptoms of their difficulties.
Medicine is not always needed, but when it is, this is something that your parent and their doctor will decide together. The medication works on the chemical changes associated with the symptoms and helps to get the brain's chemicals back on track.
Yeah, in some mental health difficulties, a combination of medicine and talking therapy with, say, a psychologist or counsellor might be what works best. If things get too overwhelming for your parent, they may need to go to a hospital to get help.
If this happens, one of the things that young people have found helpful is to have a plan ahead of time if your parent needs to go to hospital. You can make this plan with your parent or another adult.
This is really important, as it means you will know where you will be staying if you are not at home, and who will be there with you, because having a parent in hospital can be stressful, and it's important that you are not alone.
You may not be able to visit them at this time. It really depends on what's going on and where they're staying. This can be really hard because you can't really see how they are. If you can't get to see them, you can do stuff like write them a letter or email or talk on the phone if that's okay.
Just remember that they're getting help in hospital and won't be there forever. It is good to talk to someone about what you might need if this happens. You might also be wondering what you can do to help your parent.
It's okay to want to help out around the home. Helping out is what we do in families, but make sure you balance it with time for school, friends, hobbies, and things like that.
Another really important thing for you to know is that it is not your job to fix this, and you are in no way responsible for your parent's mental health difficulties. Your parent is responsible for choosing to look for help. So above all, look after yourself.
And remember, your parent is a lot more than their mental health difficulty. They are your parent, and although you might hate what they're going through and how it affects you, that's because of their mental health difficulties. How you feel about them as a person is a separate thing, although sometimes this might get a bit confusing.
Try to find someone to talk to about your worries. It could be a parent, or a family friend, or a trusted adult. If you would prefer to talk to someone you don't know, call the Childline helpline, and the number for that is on the screen. It doesn't have to be a crisis to call them. They have people trained to talk to, and it's confidential.
There's lots of other information you might find helpful on the yourmentalhealth.ie website.
And if you want, you can have a look at some of the other videos on our YouTube channel. You might want to check out the video #selfcare just to get some ideas on how you can manage your feelings.
Take good care of yourself.